Right, okay, this is my first cooking video, so bear with me. Well, my first video at all, so I've prepared everything as much as I can so I don't bore you with lots of stuff. Really just want to get down to sort of showing you, and this is going to be my take on a beer can chicken, but using lemon juice and water and other flavours rather than beer itself to steam the chicken while it's cooking. Now I've got myself a small to medium chicken here. We're going to take off the legs. Okay, there. I don't see the point in roasting those bits. The extra skin on the back. Right, now in the can, I've already got half a can of lemon juice in there. And I'm just going to add to it some herbs and that, which will obviously cook through as it steams. And then we just top that can up with some water. And put it back in there. Right, now we sit the chicken over the top of there. And obviously a bit of skin at the top I cut off, which you could have used to cover up the hole to keep the moisture in that as it's cooking, but I'm cooking on a Weber 57, and when I sit the lid on this it's going to be practically near the top of that chicken anyway, so it will help infuse the lemon juice and that into the meat as it cooks, and it will keep a lot of that moisture in there. Now I'm sitting it in my griddle, because what I will do now is we'll boil the kettle. And around the base, I like to put the vegetables. I've got a chicken stock cube in here as well. Mix this up, break it down, and then we chuck a lot of herbs around the outside. So a carrot as well. Cabbage in there. And then I already prepped up some garlic. Love the garlic, So I do put tons of garlic in here. Put it in the top of that chicken there. So it just seals that hole up quite a bit as well, as so that helps to keep the lemon juice infusing into that meat. Right, the stock cube, yeah, that's nicely dissolved. So then we're going to pour that in there as well. Okay, and as you can see here, the barbecue was set up for indirect cooking. Hot coals on either side and nothing in the middle. The chicken's already done. That's in the kitchen, so I'm going to go back in there in a minute and I'll show you what that looks like. What I've got on here at the moment is my dish with oil in, and I'm about to go and get my potatoes and put them on here and roast them off. So let's get on with that. Well, here's the chicken that you saw me preparing earlier. As you can see, it's got a lovely golden skin, and the liquid in the base from juices from the chicken basically dripping into it, as well as the stock and the herbs and everything I added earlier, and the vegetables. So that will give me a really nice gravy, which I will put together a little bit later. But yeah, I'm gonna put my camera down a moment and take the chicken off, carve it up, and I shall record all the meat after I've carved up, just so you can see how gorgeous it looks. Well, as you can see, this is glorious British weather going on here, so goes to show, no matter what, as long as you've got a gazebo, you can get out there and still barbecue. Anyway, so back to this. There you go, roast potatoes are cooking nicely. Gonna just baste them over a little bit. There we go. We'll leave this on there for about 25 minutes or so, and they should golden up really nice. And let's get back in and finish off that chicken. Okay, so this is the chicken cut up. As you can see, it's come out very, very nice indeed. Lovely bit of fillet, really juicy. There's the juices from all the vegetables and from the chicken that was cooking in the bottom of the griddle, and that is what's left of the chicken, and got a couple of nice legs on there as well. So that's going to be cut up and put on the plate, and at the moment I'm also making some homemade stuffing, red onion, breadcrumbs, parsley, mixed herbs, nice little bit of homemade stuffing going on, and obviously in a bit going to be making up that gravy that I keep mentioning. Going to go outside now. Roasties should be near enough done, so let's go and have a look at that. Okay, back outside in this glorious weather. I'm going to take the lid off and have a little look at how these potatoes are getting on. And they look like they're doing very nicely. So let's turn them over best we can. I think I'm going to have to put the camera down for this one. And that's the roasties turned. As you can see, they're starting to take a very nice golden colour. Going to leave them on here for about another 10 minutes and they should be done, and then it'll be time to finish up and be getting everything on the plate. So here we go, homemade stuffing balls, and in there we have Yorkshire pudding mixture. So the mixture is what we want to get in the oven. You want your oven at a very high temperature, about 220, and that will get these Yorkshires going real nice, fingers crossed. Yeah, want a nice bit of oil in that Yorkshire pan. And then we get this mixture. Oh, in there. You can see that's bubbling already. That oil's nice and hot. Oven back open. And there we go. Get those in there. Put the stuffing balls in on the side. Close that door and that's it. You're looking at about 20-25 minutes and you should have some very nice golden Yorkshires. Okay, so I've cooked everything I need to cook on the barbecue now, and basically there's still, obviously you can see there's briquettes on both sides. Now they are still good to use, there's still plenty of heat coming off those. So what we do, as you can already see, the bottom vent is closed off, so there's no air getting in through the bottom. Put the top lid on and then close that top vent up. That will cut all the oxygen off inside, enough of oxygen anyway, so it will make the briquettes go out, and then next time I have a barbecue those briquettes will stay in there and I will just top them up with fresh briquettes so you can reuse them. Okay, so this is my homemade gravy I'm making. I've already started it, needed both hands, and can't hold the camera and record as well, so use some butter to start the mixture off. I would give you measurements, but I tend to just sort of guess at what I'm doing and it always turns out good, so if you want proper measurements you have to pop on Google and have a look, see what you can find. Okay, so I use some butter, melt that up, and then I add in some plain flour until I get a really sort of peanut butter type paste. Once you've got that paste and you've mixed the flour in properly with that butter, you then take your juices and the stock that was cooking at the bottom of whichever meat it is you're using, and just tip into the flour. Do it gradually. If you tip too much in too quickly, it'll just go lumpy and be completely pointless. So gradually add those juices until you get a nice gravy mixture. Now add those juices according to how you like your gravy. This is it's a little bit runny. I normally have a little bit thicker than this, so obviously the more juices you add, the runnier it's going to get. And just as one last added extra, I just like to pour just a little bit of red wine in there. Gives it that extra little hint. Stir it up. It smells lovely. You can see it's bubbling away. You want to do all that on quite a high heat, and once you've got it all mixed in nicely, just turn that heat down and let it simmer. Do stir it every now and then, because if you leave it sitting there too long worrying about everything else, it will form a skin on top and that ends up making it a bit lumpy when you stir it in as well. And there we go, that is the homemade gravy. And if we go down to the oven here, you can see those Yorkshires have exploded, and they'll be done in about another 5 or 10 minutes. So we'll leave it at that for now. And there we go, the finished result. We've got the gravy made with all the juices and the flavour and the stock, and then on there we've got the Yorkshires, which came out lovely, the stuffing, and of course the all important chicken that was done on the barbecue, along with the roast potatoes, and that's it. And we're going to put some of this gravy on that plate.
And there we go. Hope you enjoyed my first video attempt. And please leave any feedback or comments. Try to be nice about it. And obviously if I get enough hits and feedback from people, I'll look at making some more recipes up.